How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen. We're bringing us a brand new anime discussion for today, and for today's semi, guys, we are going to be talking about Tiger Mask Wrestling Episode 2. The pure excitement and hype of wrestling is going on in this anime, guys. I am actually excited for this anime because for a fact that we actually get to see Tiger Mask actually fight again in the ring in this episode with a very highly anticipated fight against another Tiger Den's wrestlers. Now, this anime itself, guys, is very different from the first episode, because in the first episode it was more, like I said, it was giving off more of an exposition as to what the world is going on, as to giving on exposition why two characters, Takuma and Naoto, were actually giving off, and to the reason why they're gonna join back in the wrestling gig, as you kind of say. But in episode 2, guys, no, it actually involves more with, I would say, it has Takuma on its spotlights, but it's more on Naoto's. It's more on Naoto's spotlight in the actual Monopoly organization, or I would say in the grand wrestling scheme of it all, guys. Naota in this episode is actually, he's actually selling himself. He's actually selling himself in order for himself to actually be, I would say, a ticket to actually showcase to Tiger's Den that, you know, he's actually a very serious wrestler, and that other wrestlers shouldn't be afraid of actually seeing, I would say, or actually facing off against one of the wrestlers of Tiger Den. You know, and that's what I actually enjoy about Naoto's character, that, you know, this character is very, very serious, you know. He always gives off that vibe of a leader as well, and it's so hilarious that he's actually like about 21 years old, and it's really hilarious. He's kind of young, you know. Still, he's just barely turning up, old enough to drink, which is kind of funny. But like I said, I won't digress from part of it. But like I said, this episode was very entertaining in itself. The wrestling moves were very on spot. You know, they weren't, like I said, this anime is not flashy in itself, guys. It's actually very superb at keeping the flashiness to a minimum. As to every time the wrestlers do any wrestling moves in the episode, guys, it actually looks more like they keep a touch of realism in there. You know, the camera kind of sways away from whenever a wrestling move happens, but you know, I would say that the camera kind of only focuses on whenever the main characters or the villains are going to be focusing on an actual wrestling move, and keep it at that standstill right there. But like I said, it's still entertaining to watch, guys. I, for one, many viewers are actually going to be enjoying the series because of the fact that when you're watching the episode, the actual, let's say, the battle music and the background music actually goes along with each and every scene that's involved in the ring, guys. It actually goes pretty well, and it's very balanced in itself. That, you know, when you're watching the anime episode, you're actually going to be pumped to actually want to watch to see what Tiger Mask is actually going to do instead of Tiger of the Dark. Because Tiger of the Dark was not, I would say, the main star of this episode. It seems more like he was a secondary character, as to the main characters were actually Naota, Wakamatsu, and Black Python. It was these three characters. These three characters were actually the stars of this episode. And like I said, the anime episode kind of always gives off, I would say, a lot of mystery going on. Like I said, there was more drama involved in this episode itself, because Naota is actually, I would say, his manager, Takaoka. Finally got it. Takaoka. His manager, Takaoka, the little young girl, actually went to, I would say, not Tiger's Den, but GWM's actually, I would say, a press conference, and actually gave off, I would say, kind of like a statement saying that, you know, that Tiger Mask wants to fight another one of these wrestlers, you know. But like I said, like, I love the way they're kind of going, because it gives off that touch of like real life drama that involves, you know, with general managers, you know, bickering as to what's going on in the entertainment business, which is kind of hilarious seeing it in the anime format, because it's not, I would say, over exaggerated with these characters. You know, it actually gives off a touch of surreal realism, and it's something that you would actually watch on TV, you know, as opposed to, I would say, watching wrestling on TV these days. It's actually very different and more overly exaggerated, you kind of say. But like I said, this anime is keeping it fairly light in terms of the drama, just enough to keep the viewers entertained enough to say, okay, you know, oh, this is gonna happen, and I can't wait for this to happen. Oh, you know, it's just gonna keep the viewers entertained enough to actually keep watching the anime episode. And the thing I love about the side characters too is that they're actually pretty interesting. I love the fact they actually gave a little, I would say, a comic relief part with Takaoka's is the fact that when she actually kind of slipped up in the press conference to actually, instead of making a one-on-one match, it made it into a I would say a tag team match, which, by the way, the tag team match was pretty interesting in this episode. And it was hilarious because I love the little comic relief part what they did where it showed Takaoka's actual saying that, oh, that, you know, she was actually explaining herself to Naoto that it's my fault that the situation led up, and it actually more emphasizing the fact that, you know, she's still young to be a manager. You know, it just kind of set off the character, you know, that, you know, she's not all that exciting as she has to be. They're trying to give her that characteristic saying that, you know, she's still a young woman. And I love that, you know, like I said, they gave off that, like, the little comic relief part, and I think went along really well with that character, guys. But I do love the way that one line that says, "Am I off the hook yet?" And she's upside down on one of the training bars for Naoto, and I thought, okay, that's a pretty good use of escalating the situation at hand. It's hilarious, you know, can't argue there. But like I said, the episode itself, guys, continues on with Black Python, a UK wrestler brought from GWMs, and GWMs actually bringing in wrestlers in order to I would say they're kind of testing Naoto in this episode. And by the way, when Black Python was introduced, I kind of found it hilarious as to wondering why he has one of his eyes, I would say, covered up, which I thought to myself, don't wrestlers need two eyes to kind of fight? Just that part didn't really make any sense. I'm assuming you just make the character look more, I would say, giving him an antagonistic kind of appeal to it. That's what I'm assuming. But like I said, the anime episode continued off with the tag team match, and Wakamatsu was actually the tag team partner for Tiger Mask. Black Python and Tiger Dark were these two. These two were facing up against each other. Bam! And there was a very interesting fight in itself, guys. The wrestling match was about, I would say, about 7 to 10 minutes max. 7 to 10 minutes max. You know, of course, with all the introduction and everything. And it was actually fairly interesting because a lot of viewers are going to actually anticipate. Tiger Mask was the star of the ring itself, but he actually let Wakamatsu actually win the fight, which I thought to myself, that was a very interesting move because it's actually showing that just how strong Tiger Mask is. Tiger Mask is defeating every single one of Tiger Den's opponent, that I would say wrestlers that keep coming out. But it goes to show that, you know, that he doesn't need to beat them at the ring. He's actually humiliating Tiger's Den. That's the thing I love about Tiger Mask, that he's humiliated to a point that it's bringing out much anger out of Miss X, which is the manager for Tiger's Den. And I'm loving the fact that Miss X is actually shown to be one of those kind of, I would say, cliche villains that, you know, gets angered and kind of has a seductive. It's kind of weird. She's kind of like a dominatrix. I'm assuming that's the stick for this character. You know, and Miss X seems to be like she's taking the bait. You know, Tiger Mask is actually winning, I would say, Miss X's appeal, as to say that, you know, this character is actually someone that we actually should be fearing, and, you know, he's not to be taken like after this episode. Of course, the first episode, it seems like, you know, they kind of see him as a comical character, and it was someone to, you know, to not be overlooked at. But in this episode, it sees that Tiger Mask is now someone to not be overlooked at, guys. That's, like I said, like, I'm actually excited as to see what was going on in this episode, and this episode actually gave off great detail and showed off that, you know, it's the wrestlers themselves, guys. They actually showed a touch of realism, as well as Black Python was shown to be, I would say, like those stereotypical cliche villains where they actually thought they're the big shots, but in the end, you know, they actually are actually, you know, cowards, as you kind of see, because Black Python and, I would say, Tiger Dark, which, by the way, Tiger Dark, I was actually very disappointed in this episode because he actually showing off cliche wrestling moves, you know, holding down Wakamatsu at the bedpost of the opposite ring, right there and then, and they're just punching and beating Wakamatsu up while the ref has to call it out, saying, you know, that's an illegal shot right there. And I'm thinking, like, Tiger Dark, what are you doing? Like I said, it just reminds me of the Sasuke and Naruto kind of cliche going on right there. You know, Tiger Mask represents the ideal protagonist, and Tiger Dark represents, I would say, the antagonist. Not full antagonist, it's kind of like I would say the opposite of the protagonist, which is the antagonist, but he's not there yet. Remember, he's still a protagonist in itself, so we don't know if he's going to be leading on to be an antagonist. But like I said, the episode itself at the end of the match was actually very entertaining. And we actually see Black Python get suplexed 4 times in a row by Tiger Mask, guys. He gets suplexed 4 times. And I thought that was a very interesting part and a highlight of the anime episode right there, guys. Because in that instance, then we see Wakamatsu actually take the glory, and then by then, the match is over. And I'm loving the way that, like I said, Tiger Mask is actually, when he enters the rings, it's hilarious the fact that Tiger Mask is shown to be someone of higher character, that he's even also testing out the NJW the PW wrestlers, because for a fact that, you know, he wants to see just how strong these wrestlers are against Tiger Zen, and it seems to me that these wrestlers, they aren't actually up to par against Tiger Zen. They seem to be fairly weaker than they are. They have strong morality, but in the ring, they're just a little bit weaker, guys. Just a little bit, you know. Wakamatsu, like I said, his character was actually pretty well in the episode. He wasn't overly bashing and bashful as we thought he was, but it seems that he actually took a liking to Tiger Mask, and it seems to me that these two were a very well-fit combo, you know. It's just that Wakamatsu was actually trying to get Tiger Mask in the ring in the episode, but you know, like I said, Tiger Mask is saying, no, you can do it, you can beat him, and I'm testing you. You have to push yourself to the limits. You know, that's what I love about their chemistry that these two characters had. They only met for just a brief instance. Boom, they hit it off, guys. They hit it off. It's kind of like a cliche TV screening of WWE, but it's pretty good, guys. Like I said, the anime episode is pretty well entertaining, guys, and I'm hoping that a lot of you viewers out there are entertained with it as well, guys. I'm hoping that as well. But that's all I have to say about this anime. So, guys, in the next episode, we're gonna actually see Miss X bring another powerful wrestler, and that is in itself, what's his name? Red Mask or Death Mask. Apparently their strongest wrestler, guys. You know, every wrestling company always says that this is our strongest. No. I don't doubt that. They're always gonna be bringing out someone new, someone stronger in these type of I would say, cliche things going on. But can't wait to see him against Tiger Mask, because Tiger Mask is gonna make a name for himself in this anime. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this anime episode itself. Did you guys enjoy Tiger Mask full on bring on the, I would say, suplex train on freaking Black Python? Did you guys enjoy Tiger Dark actual shenanigans that were involved in the episode? Did you guys enjoy Wakamatsu as well? Wakamatsu is actually a very character to not be overlooked like as well, guys. Remember, he's actually a rising upcoming star in this anime as well. You know, he seems to be showcasing more and more. And guys, what do you guys think of Miss X? What do you guys think about her? About her voluptuous character? You know, for you little people out there. But as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Tiger Mask and anime discussions. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day. For this is Mr. Zen, signing out.